What's up, guys? This morning I watched a Team Fortress Western for the first time in years, and I know it's going to sound kind of stupid and ridiculous for talking about this so many years later and kind of tooting my own horn, but like that's a very underrated video of ours from the very early stages of Team Fortress 2. There's a lot of good jokes in there, and it's not like a bad video. Even after all these years, there's a lot of comments that say that. And the script for that video started with jokes like, well, this server isn't big enough for the two of us. Yeah, it is. It's 24 slots. Like, that's the kind of joke that can create an entire video for you. It can create the entire script. Like, you start from that and you build the entire script from there. So that's how we used to do it, or at least how I used to do it. You would have 3 or 4 jokes, and then you would have to try to find a way to bridge those ideas, to connect those ideas, and then come up with new jokes along the way. That's pretty much how you wrote like a comedy script for like a machinima video back then. And, you know, it's got some crazy references to some old Westerns, and it's got some very strange soundtrack choices. I know that for sure. Like, you got Das Boot in there. We got like a James Bond song in there. We have a Hawaii Five-0 introduction for some reason, which I know that's totally out of place, and I don't know why I did that, but I think it's because it's like you want to have some kind of intro, and that was just kind of a template for me to use. So I did like a Hawaii Five-0 thing, which is horribly out of place because it's a Western, and that's like some stupid little TV show from the old days in America. So, and then, you know, I know like at the beginning too, like even back then, it's like I got a lot of crap for having no face poser, but it's like I was 17 years old, man. Like we hadn't even made G-Man Squad episode 3 yet. Before we made Team Fortress 2 Western. So that was the project, I guess, before that. And it's so crazy watching that video now, like, especially like, I hate to bring this up, but we got to bring it up, like all the racial stuff that we had in some of the videos. Like, I made Wolfer say the gamer word in that video because he was this guy from the South and he kind of sounded like a black guy. So he was just, hey, Wolfer, hey, can you do this black guy voice for us? And he was like, sure. You know, he gave us a little hesitation, obviously. And then like Boris as the medic, he should have had a larger part. I think his few lines in that were really, really funny. And then Cody, I think one of my favorite jokes that I wrote was the sentry part. Well, my sentry blew up and I don't know why. Did he hit the detonate button? Maybe. Like, that's a classic right there. And then, like, I know, like, the framing on the video was poor. Like, there's some great shots in that movie, but because I wasn't an expert on 4x3 cinematography, I didn't do a great job. Zachariah Scott from Lit Fuse Films, I remember, hated this video, but he hated like everything I did, so I'm not even worried about that. But like, I used to love the fight scene between Red and Blue, and that's appropriate, right? Because I think that reminds me of an old school machinima video series about something with Red and Blue. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but like, it's a classic take on Westerns. It's a good video.